Shalom, Shalom Israel, Shalom, Shalom, brother Naquan.
Brother
Brother,
Wyatt.
Brother Yardan.
Coming back at you with these precepts and another Monday night fire, giving, of course, our honor and glory to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Wamalak Yahushai. Double honors to the elected elders of the house of David that's been in this truth for decades and decades, patiently waiting for the second coming of Yahushai. A hearty shalom to you mighty men that go out there and labor and do the work of the Heavenly Father by Hashem Yahushai on the highways and byways, especially in the elements in this winter season coming up. Shalom to the men that may not be out there on the highways and byways, the elders, the young children, women that are married, unmarried, abiding in the will of the Lord, keeping the commandments. We added with another live stream, hitting mysteries in Daniel, volume 4. We covered the pre-captivity breakdown in Ezekiel 17 and 19. Then we went into the statue that you can read about in Daniel, the second chapter. We did that for volume 2 and volume 3. Now we in volume 4, and we're going to cover the fiery furnace in Daniel, the third chapter. So, brothers, got anything they want to bring out before we start?
Let's get into it.
Everybody should have your Bible, right? Brother should have a Bible, or you might have two Bibles, man. Some brothers say carry 2 or 3 of them things on. You might have a pen, you might carry pencils on you. You might want an index card or something to write on notes. Of course, you need your apocrypha, right? Your apocrypha, your highlighters. You need these things, man. All right. See that? So we're gonna have to get this thing started. All right, so let's go to the book of Daniel, chapter 3 and 1. You there, Yarda?
Book of Daniel, chapter 3, verse 1. Nebuchadnezzar the king made an image of gold, whose height was 60 cubits, and the breadth thereof 6 cubits. He set it up in the plain of Dura, in the province of Babylon.
Right, that's 666, or Slakia 666. But that has nothing to do with the 666 in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter. All right, this statue was set up 606. Now, there was no telling if this statue is the same thing. I'm led to believe that this statue is the same thing he saw in Daniel, the second chapter. But it's made all of gold, so it's all about him. There's no telling what this statue is. You know, he found out that the head of gold was him, you know, but we led to believe that this statue is what he saw in the second chapter, made to worship him. You know? You have some Yardan?
All
right, let's go on.
Verse 2. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king sent to gather together the princes of the governors. It's like the princes, the governors, and the captains.
You got to read up a little bit.
Then Nebuchadnezzar the king sent together. It's like it sent to gather together the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces, to come to the dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up.
And this thing is going to happen again. All right, this is going to happen all over again. Now, it may not be a physical image, right? It's just sin, the wickedness, the ways of Babylon are great. This whole thing is coming back. It's coming back in a big way. And they're going to call the same people the governors, the sheriffs, right? The captains, you know, the mighty men of this society to get down and enforce the worship of this way of life, man. You know, they're going to be the ones that are going to be the trailblazers and getting Jake to sin. You're going to begin to see these top athletes, these senators. They're even saying right now that Bush, Bush, Biden, Obama, they want to take the vaccine on national TV to get you to want to do it. And the police department, they're going to do it. The firefighters, the sheriffs, all of these mighty men, the senators, governors, they're going to be trailblazers, for lack of better terms, to get you to sell out and get you to get down with the system. This was done back then. That's why they set up the mighty men first of the society to get them to worship that image so everybody can follow. You know? So we can go on.
Verse 4.
Verse 3.
Oh, it's like verse 3. Then the princes, the governors and captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces were gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. And they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up.
Right.
Then an herald cried aloud to you, it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages,
Go on.
that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king hath set up. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth shall the same hour be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace.
Read that again.
And whoso falleth not down and
And
worshipeth
whoso falleth not down
and worshipeth shall the same hour be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace.
and you can see on your screen right now, this is we don't know exactly how that image looked, but it's similar to the image in Daniel the second chapter, but the gold represented the Babylonian Empire. That's why he made it all of gold. Because Nebuchadnezzar was pretty adamant on the worship of himself. So if you didn't get down with this society back then, guess what? You were cast into a fiery furnace, man. And you looking on your screen. Can brother see the screen? You see all the people praising and worshiping a statue, and you got three men and well, we're gonna get to this. You got three men in the background being thrown into a furnace because they don't accept the lifestyle and the sin and the mannerisms of the society, man. Let's go real quick to Ecclesiastes 3 and 15.
It's Ecclesiastes.
Right? Let's go to that.
It's Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 15. And it reads this. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and God required that which is past.
You see that? Read that again.
Verse 15, Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 15. That which hath been is now.
That which has been is now. Sin back then is sin now. Idolatry back then is idolatry now. An image back then is an image now. Physical and or spiritual. People getting down with the society put out and following the wicked leaders of the society. They did that back then. They doing it now. Everything repeats. Not just a life of man and regeneration of man, but also the mannerisms and the behavior of man and his nature. Right? Go on.
Verse 16.
No, read 15.
Verse
that
15.
Is now.
And that which is to be hath already been.
That which is to be hath already been. Go on.
And God required that which is past.
So the Most High requires that which is past, meaning whatever you're reading about in the ancient times, it must come back. It is required. Because the Most High don't change. The Most High never does anything new. Everything is set up of old. So what we're reading about, you may say, well, that happened during the time of the Babylonian Empire. I'm glad I don't have to go through that. I'm glad I don't have to deal with the Shadrach, or Hananiah, Azariah, Mishael went through. You're going to have to deal with these things again, man. Now, it don't have to be a physical golden image set up, and your punishment don't have to be literally a fiery furnace. The dynamics is, if you don't get down with this system, you're going to get put to death. Are you willing to get thrown in a furnace for Yahweh Bashim Yahushua? Are you willing to get your head chopped off for this truth? Are you willing to die for your brother for this truth? Lose your family for this truth? Are you willing to risk it all? Just throw it all on the table for the Most High? Or do you want to get down and worship the image? You got to ask yourself this question, and that goes into counting the cost. You know,
I got a precept. It's the book of
Con,
Esther, chapter 3 and verse 2. Right? Because this happened in the book of Esther, man. Right? All hell was breaking loose, and they wanted Mordecai to bow down to Haman. And this is what happened. This is what Mordecai did. It's the book of Esther, chapter 3 and verse 2. And all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed. So you got everybody in the society bowing down. Just like the brother was going into earlier, man. You got all of the damn athletes saying, look, I'm gonna do it first. Right? You got the little damn government saying they're gonna do it, the presidency, the so-called leaders, right? Bow down and reverence Haman, for the king had so commanded concerning him. Meaning everybody got to bow down to me. It's a commandment. It's a decree for you to bow down and worship me. But Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence. He didn't give a damn about the so-called white man. He wasn't bowing down. He didn't care what decree, what law was being talked about, man. Right? Verse 3. Then the king's servants, which were in the king's gate, said unto Mordecai, why transgressest thou the king's commandment? And that's going to happen in the last days, man. Why you going against the laws of the so-called white man? Why you not taking the vaccine? Why you not bowing down? Right? Why you not pleading to his cases, man? Right? Why don't you damn commit to the so-called white man? Just like they was getting on Mordecai. Why transgressest thou the king's commandment? Now it came to pass when they spake daily unto him. And then it was pressing Mordecai out, man. Every day they was on him. They was on him about it. Why you not doing this? Why you not doing it? Kind of pressing him out. And he hearkened not unto them. That may be your friends pressing you out, your family. Hey, you better get it together, man. It's getting real out here. Man, you better take that vaccine. Now, how you gonna survive? They gonna be pressing you out the same way they was pressing out Mordecai, man. And said, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai's matter would stand. For he had told them that he was a Jew. Meaning, I'm an Israelite, man. I'm not doing the stuff that the so-called white man do. I'm not adapting to the society, man. I don't give a damn who doing it, who leading the charge. I'm a Jew, man.
right? This the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and 15. And you have to have that same attitude. And you have to expect these things too, man. That's why we always go into that parable of counting the cost. Every man and woman, you have to count the cost when it comes to this truth. You have to be aware of the evil, trouble, calamity, stress, depression, separation, all of the different woes that come into believing in this thing, man. You have to write all of these things down and say, well, yeah, this may happen, this may happen, this may happen, this may happen. You evaluate what may happen, and you have to say, okay, I'm willing to go through all of this, right? A lot of people don't do that, man. So when things like this befall them, especially as it comes in the last days, they're going to be caught off guard. Well, nobody told me that I was going to have to pick the Most High or death. Nobody told me I was going to have to get my head chopped off for the name of the Lord. Nobody, you've been told, man. It's in the book of Daniel. It's in the book of Esther. It's in the book of Revelation. It's all throughout the scriptures. It's in the book of Maccabees. And we might go to the second Maccabees, man. You know? Let me get this real quick. Revelation chapter 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. Now, this is not an actual image. This image is parabolic for the so-called white man's lifestyle, his philosophies, his sin, right? But within that image contains literal things that man may bow down to, or that man may worship, or that man may accept. It all goes down to that image. All right. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So the image of the beast represents the ways of the so-called white man. Whether that includes taking a vaccine, whether that includes eating pork, you know, or tasting death. And in 2nd Ezra chapter 16 to tell you that they're going to constrain you and feed you with things being offered unto idols. You know, and if whoso consented to them should be cast down and underfoot. Right? So if you don't get down with this system in the last days, you're going to get put to death, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You will get put to death. That time is coming where they're not going to just have freedom of speech out there. And, well, I'm a citizen. I have a right. It's like you get pulled over now. Yeah, people, you can cuss out the police. You can tell them, you work for me. I'm a taxpayer. Right? You're a public servant. People can do that stuff now, but the days are coming. Hey, when you if you speak up against the society, guess what? You're gonna get jammed up, and you got to be willing to get jammed up for this thing. You got it.
Nah, it's on you.
Con.
I had
Uh,
a I gotta find it, but I had a screenshot where the news was Esau is basically saying it's on Twitter. It's in my bookmarks, but Esau is basically saying so it's mandatory to take the vaccine. They put it in the headline in a subtle way to make it seem like, hey, it's already mandatory. They're saying, you can only get the do things if you take that vaccine.
Talking
Pretty
about going to
much.
the grocery store and
Yeah.
saying that.
Yeah.
that's right.
Hey, so Jake gonna be starving, you know.
That's right.
If you can't go into a certain grocery store and they say, look, show me your papers that you actually got it. You got that little vaccine. If you don't got the papers, you're gonna be starving.
That's right. So let's go back to that in the book of Daniel. Daniel
Verse
chapter 3, and let's read
verse
6
8.
again. Let's read 6 again.
Daniel chapter 3, verse 6. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth shall the same hour be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace.
Right. Now, remember, jump up again to verse 2.
Verse 2, it reads this. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king sent to gather together the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces, to come to the dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up.
Right now, again, this is going to happen again. Those are 7 different offices, and 7 is completion. Literally, princes, governors, captains, judges, treasurers, counselors, sheriffs, and rulers. That's 7. 7 is completion. So these 7 men, they have to literally obey and pledge their damn allegiance to this society as the forerunners. So we're bringing that out again because that's going to happen again. You're going to see athletes, you're going to see these top celebrities, you're going to see politicians and governors willfully accept the sins and the ways of Babylon the Great to promote this so-called New World Order, to promote the agenda of the damn illuministic ones. Their job is to promote that thing and to get it into your mind that if you think that if you watch them do it, then you're going to want to follow. You got it.
Yeah, I did a cold cut on it the other day. Should you take the vaccine? And that's rhetorically speaking, because of course you're not going to take the vaccine. But within that cold cut, I brought out an article where Obama, Bush, and Clinton, the 3 stooges, they said we're willing to take that vaccine on national TV. All right. So we hip to these things. We understand what's going on. We know the stages and phase 2 of Esau's plans and plot. Right. We know his blueprint, how he gets down, because there's nothing new under the sun. One precept in 2nd Esdras 5:42. And he said unto me, I will liken my judgment unto a ring. Like as there is no slackness of the last, even so there is no swiftness of the first. Right? There's nothing new under the sun.
That's right. This 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. That's plain. You can't be ignorant of his devices, meaning his subtlety, craftiness, guile, and physical devices. Check these things out, man. So if you didn't worship this image, and a lot of people, like I say, they're going to be convinced and persuaded. Yeah, Obama got the vaccine. I guess it's okay. Did you see Obama did it? You're going to have Jake on the corner sitting there smoking a blunt. Yeah, you seen Obama take the vaccine? I'm thinking I might do it. I would like to be a fly on the wall in the houses of the Jakes to see how they're talking about this vaccine once Obama take it on national television. A lot of people, they're going to get down with it. Biden even told you, you're not black if you don't vote for me. So a lot of people, they kind of believe that. They're going to say, well, Biden said, I'm like, I don't want Biden to take my black card. I need acceptance from the so-called white man. I must be accepted. Let me take that, or Biden's going to be mad at me, right? A lot of people they're going to be thinking about that, you know.
Let me prove him wrong.
Yeah, want to be black.
You to take it too. They're willingly to give you $1,500.
Yep, I seen that.
And a lot of Jakes, you want that so you can buy these Jordans, and you can buy that blunt. You're thinking about 8 ounces of weed you can get with $1,500. You know how many goes of backwards you got? Plastic surgery, thinking about ass injections. Jake thinking about all matter of folly. You got it.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 3 and verse 24, the classic. Say, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion, man. Right? So when these things get pushed, you're going to start believing this stuff, man. There's going to be a lot of Jakes like, well, you know what? They're going to have the survival mode tactics and not have faith. They're going to have more leaning on to what they deem is right and not actually having faith, man. That's why faith going to carry you over the finish line in these last days. It says, what? For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment, man. And that's going to be an evil suspicion to start thinking, well, you know what? I don't have no other choice. What else I'm going to do? I got kids, X, Y, and Z. This is where faith is kicking in the last days for the Lord, right, to protect and guide his chosen in these days, man.
It's Sirach 20 and 29. Presents and gifts blind the eyes of the wise and stop up his mouth that he cannot reprove. Right? And that's what's happening too. They're gonna try to tag in a gift like they're already doing with the $1,500 check. Next thing you know, it'd be like you get a house. You get the vaccine, you might get a house. You know, recent reports show that, hey, you got good fortune if you take this vaccine. They're selling a dream. And a lot of Jake is going to buy into that dream. All right. And that's going to be your downfall, believing in Esau's systems and his devices.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 18 and 18. A fool will upbraid curiously, and a gift of the envious consumeth the eyes. So that's going to consume you, man. All of these gifts, all these philosophies, these doctrines and things that people deem like it's going to be hope for them, man. That's going to utterly destroy you.
This Second Maccabees, chapter 7 and 24. Now, when you read, we're not going to read this whole thing. Maybe not. We don't know, right? Most I willing, we might dive into it. But Second Maccabees, the 6th and 7th chapter, goes into idolatrous feast. If you, in the ancient times, didn't get down with the Greeks, you were put to death. It said, whoso would not conform himself to the manner of the Gentiles should be put to death. Then might a man have seen the present misery. And guess what? Those days are coming back on the earth, right? And you know that because you can read in the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and 15, about the abomination of desolation, right? That same thing is coming back on the earth. All right. Now, this Second Maccabees 7 and 24. Now, Antiochus, thinking himself despised and suspecting it to be a reproachful speech, whilst the youngest was yet alive, did not only exhort him by words, but also assured him with oaths that he would make him both a rich and a happy man if he would turn from the laws of his fathers, and that also he would take him for his friend and trust him with affairs. You see that? So those days are coming back, man. The king told this young man, hey, all you got to do is eat this pork, and I will make you a rich man. I will set you on top. I'll give you all that you want, all your heart's desire. Just bow down and eat this pork. Take this $1,500, Jake. Take it and take this vaccine. Accept the ways of the so-called white man for this bread, for this dough. Don't you need it? Don't you want it? A lot of Jakes, they never held $1,500. You know, at the most, you're making $13 an hour, $12 an hour. You're at Walmart. You got to go outside and get them shopping carts and bring them back inside. You bagging up groceries. You at the cash register. You in these warehouses. You sweating. You know, your knees hurt, your back hurt. You bringing in maybe $800 every 2 weeks, and you got to pay rent. maybe no, it's like maybe like 1,600 every 2 weeks. You got to pay rent, child support cutting into your check. You smoke cigarettes, you buying weed, you at the club. So $1,500. A lot of you Jakes, man, you're gonna kind of think of that as a good thing. Now in Second Maccabees, hey, that man didn't accept those gifts. Yaradan just brought out the perfect precept. It'll blind you, man. So those days are coming too, where Esau is going to give you gifts and give you certain so-called riches, may promise you with fame and oaths if you accept his lifestyle, if you accept a homosexuality, if you accept being a tranny, if you accept the new world order. These things are coming back on the earth in a big way. Things are in for a major change. The days of being comfortable are coming to an end. So, brother got a precept. All right, so we back at it. It's a lot we can touch on in this book, man. Daniel, this is one of my favorite chapters, the third chapter. Like the brother said, imagine trading salvation for $1,500. Hey, Judas did that, man. Judas traded up Yahweh shop for $600. 600. He traded up the King of Kings, his creator. Hit them. That's off, man. His creator for $600. Then he took the money. It's really 30 shekels, but equivalent now to 600. Then he took it and threw it at the damn floor, said, I don't want it, and killed himself. So his mind was bad. All right. So we in Daniel chapter 3 and 7.
That's a bad way to go out.
Yeah. To feel the blood.
And Jake said he was still kind of living, when he fell.
His body bust open. Tell you that his body got all busted open.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's judgment. It is right. What it is, man. Right? You give up faith, man. Right? You're not hearkening to the Lord. You lose everything, right, that you've learned in this thing, man. And you're gonna reap the consequences of it. A tree shall be known by its fruit, man. And fruit is not ready unless it's ready to be ripe and plucking off, man. No matter how plump it is, right? It's up for the Lord to gather the grapes, man, at a cluster. So brothers may feel strong now. You could wax weak in this thing, man. Right? That's why you got to stay reading, praying, and fasting, man, and having faith.
God. This let me get this precept real quick. This is the book of Matthew, right? We talked about it. I just want to get it real quick. This is Matthew chapter 13, and I'll start at verse 20. I'll do 47. All right, this is Matthew chapter. All right, I'll do 14 to get the actual count. This is Matthew 26 and 14. Then one of the 12, called Judas Iscariot, went into the chief priest and said unto them, what will ye give me, and I will deliver him unto you? And they covenanted with them for 30 pieces of silver. You see that? Brother's gonna be doing that, man. What you got? I'll give in to Raya. I know where he stay at. He told me where he gonna be at. Yaradan told me where he gonna be at too. I mean, what you willing to give me? You seen that movie? What's that movie, man? When that brother traded them up. The brother, he was counting all the dough at the end, smoking a cigar. They had the Black Panther man on there in the Eve.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of it. Jake Israel, you know, on the comment board.
Yeah, and they almost got away, man. A damn coon.
Yeah, they almost got away, right? But the point is, the brother, he kind of ratted them out, man, for bread, for money. Now, they gave Judas Iscariot 30 pieces of silver. That is verse 16. It reads, and from that time, he sought opportunity to betray him. See that? And those days are coming too, man. Where your brother's going to betray you for that money, right? For that car. Queen and Slim, the water for that. That's what it is. Queen and Slim.
See, I didn't see that.
You said what?
I didn't see that one.
Oh yeah, man. You gotta. That's a sorry movie, but it's kind of crazy, man. So this guy, he betrayed them, man. And guess what? They went to his house. He broke bread with him. Kind of gave him something to eat, something to drink. Laughed in their face, kind of smiled, and then he turned them in.
Oh, and Salaki, I believe, if I'm not wrong, they trusted in somebody to even get his number, man.
Yep, yep.
So you think you could trust to get a damn contact to somebody else, man.
You
So
see
that's
that?
how this going this.
I got a quick precept real quick about this is the book of Salakia. Exodus chapter 21 and 32, dealing with this shekels of silver. This Exodus chapter 21 and 32. If the ox shall push a manservant or a maidservant, this Exodus 21 and 32. If an ox kill a man or a woman, which are slaves, a man slave or a woman slave, he shall give unto their master 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned. So the price of a slave is 30 shekels of silver. That's how much Judas betrayed Yahweh for. 30 shekels of silver, the price of a slave. So that's what he thought about Yahweh. That's how much he thought about him after all of the work and the miracles and the power that he showed through the Heavenly Father. And brothers are going to be doing that, man.
Wow.
Seeking opportunity to betray brothers when all hell break loose.
And that's what happened in the so-called drug rank, right? They grab up the little fish and they try to finesse them to try to get their higher ups. Where the truckload coming in at, man?
Right.
They use them to infiltrate the camp, man. Or
Yeah.
Pacific brothers, right, that have an influence and a certain amount of knowledge, man, to cast down the whole congregation. Because if you take when somebody just on the corner, right, having just some little shake in their pocket, right, you're gonna want their supplier, man. Right? Let me bring this out.
Bring
The
it
book
out.
of Luke, chapter 21, and verse number 16, right? And it says, and ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinsfolks and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death, man. So your own mother gonna be betraying you in these days. Your own brother, man, right? Physical blood gonna be betraying you in these days, man. Right? Your own cousins, right? Everybody you damn kicked it with, right? You might have cried with them, right? Oh, hell them broke loose. They're gonna be the main one to betray you in that day, man.
Yep.
You see that? So, you can't avoid that. And now I don't think, I could be wrong, but it doesn't say might. It doesn't say you might be betrayed.
Right.
It didn't say it could happen. It says this will go down. Your brothers that's in your household who scoff at you when you come downstairs with fringes on, and you going to say you going to camp and they laughing at you. They call you a Boy Scout or he going to camp or whatever the case may be. And guess what? They want that money, man. Their mind isn't where your mind is. They want that bread. And you just a nigga, right? And they did that to the damn Joseph, man.
Yeah.
This and they was in their so-called right mind. They did that to Joseph. They said they took Joseph and they had their way with him, man. Now they gonna do that. They doing that again. Those days are coming back on the earth. And your sisters, man, your mother, your father, they need that money too. They got a hard time paying rent. They hate you. You rub them the wrong way every time you walk in the house. You throw the whole vibe off because you so righteous, holier than thou. You so godly. They can't stand you, man. They hate you. So guess what? They're gonna kill two birds with one stone. They're gonna get you out the house and they're gonna get that PS5. They're gonna get them Jordans, right? They're gonna get theirs, man, and you gonna get yours.
That flat screen.
Yeah, that damn flat screen spirit.
And it's an EMP. They want to buy a flat screen during an EMP attack. Hey, I had a dream. My mom sold us out. She sold out like three. My brother and my sisters. She kind of just sold us out. Kind of say Esau's over here, or it's like Jake is over here, and she kind of talking to Esau.
Now, Salaki, I just got this from Lamad. Right now, this is Lamad in Detroit. Right, the mighty soldier out there, Salakia. He sent me this. Now it's hard to see on the screen, but it says no vaccine letter to employer by all pastors and leaders. These brothers are selling, Salakia. Brothers are charging Israel for these so-called letters, saying it saves you from the vaccine. $100. Right? So Jake's seeking the opportunity to get rich in this thing too, man. Yeah, we're gonna make our own no vaccine letter. We're gonna get some bread off of it. So a lot of Jake, they looking at this and it's a lot going on, man. It's a
Was
lot of
that Jake and the
ingredients.
truth?
You said what?
Was that Jake and the truth?
Yep, that's Jake and the Truth. HebrewHelpingHandStore.com. Right? They're selling no vaccine letters that you can take to your employer for $100. So you got a lot of, like the brother said, a lot of scammers in Israel, man. They going
Yeah.
and they gonna wax fat off that thing.
That's gonna corrupt their mind. And they gonna fall out the truth.
You see that? Man, there's so much to talk about with this situation. Brothers gonna be betraying brothers, man. Parents gonna be betraying parents. Now they gonna be coming in the door and they gonna be kicking the door down, man. And you may be hiding in the attic or in the basement. They may say, look, we're gonna protect you, just hide right here. You know, we don't want anybody to catch you. Then guess what? They gonna find out where you at, and your parents gonna be sitting there with a briefcase in their hand, counting the money. Like this. While Esau taking you outside, throwing you in the back of a damn van. You know, and they might try to spit on you. Tell your God to deliver you now. You know?
It's the book of Second Esdras, chapter 16 and verse 72. But they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Right? So straight like that, man. This is prophecy. It's going to come to pass. Don't think you just about to sit up right in your damn room, right? Sit up in your damn house all day and not face these things, man. It's coming to pass. They're going to kick down doors. And when your mother that has no faith, that don't know the Lord, right? She don't know what's going on. All she knows is Paul, John, right? Jesus Christ, and Mark in the Bible. She has no understanding, man. She's gonna be the main one to point you out, man. Right? She's gonna be the main one to scream and say he's over there. It say, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire, man. Right? So the Lord is going to try his chosen in that day. It don't matter how much understanding you got, how you could break down the prophecies, how diligent you are. It's going to really matter in that last day, and it's trying to your faith, man.
Right now, I got this quick article pulled up. Now I did a cold cut on this not too long ago. It was on the old cold cut channel. Now you have something called, when you're looking on this icon, right? These are Jakes. These are so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American men. You can obviously see it. Now, if you try to find a new image, they may look like white men. But the original image, these are the brown-skinned, dark men. Now, it's 40 of these men out here, and they're outside shivering in the cold. They're standing on ice. And you got this one man, he's not out there. Now, I'm going to show you a quick or give you some quick insight on what this thing is about. While you got these 40 men outside, you got Yahweh Shai and these chariots, you know, above them. So what's going on in this thing? They outside in the cold, shivering, with no clothes on. Now, this happened during the time of the before the Middle Ages, right? Now check this out. The 40 martyrs of Sebast, or the Holy 40, were a group of Roman soldiers. Now these were Jakes, but they was in the army. We're going to show you that. And Legio 12 Fulminata, whose martyrdom and 320 for the Christian faith is recounted in traditional martyrologies. They were killed near the city of Sebast in Lesser Armenia, victims of the persecutions of Licinius, right? So you had this Roman emperor who killed a lot of brothers for believing in Yahweh Shai, who after 316 persecuted the Christians of the East, right? The earliest account of their existence in martyrdom is given by Bishop Basil of Caesarea in a homily he delivered on their feast day. Now check this out. Here's what happened. According to Basil, 40 soldiers who had openly confessed themselves Christians. Real quick, let's go to Acts 11 and 26. So these men are martyrs. A martyr is somebody that dies for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You got people saying you can be an Islamic martyr or a Hindu martyr. No, you just died in your vanity.
Right.
The only true martyrs are men that die for Yahweh by Yahweh Shai. You can't be a damn kamikaze pilot and blow yourself up and call yourself a martyr. Or say Allahu Akbar, open up your chest and blow your body up in a damn public building and say that man was a martyr. The true martyrs are the saints.
The book of
You
Acts.
got,
Huh? Oh, chapter
you
11,
got
verse
it.
26. And when he had found him, he brought him unto Antioch. And it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church and taught much people. And the disciples were called Christians first in Antioch.
So the disciples are the Israelites, right? And they were called Christians first in Antioch. So don't get it twisted when you see this word Christian. It's not talking about so-called white people. These are Israelites. All right. So these brothers confessed themselves to be Christians, meaning followers of Hamashiach, who were condemned by the prefect to be exposed naked upon a frozen pond. This was their punishment. They had to strip naked on a frozen pond on Sabbath and a bitterly cold night that they might freeze to death. You see that? So rather he was thrown in the fiery furnace and burnt to death, or they would freeze you to death. And being in that cold ain't no joke, man.
That's
You
torture.
naked on the. You said what?
I said that's straight torture.
Yeah, that's torture, man. You're in a frozen pond, no clothes on. Among the confessors, one yielded, meaning he kind of said, I really don't believe in this thing. First he confessed, then he said, hold on, I take that back. I don't want to go in the cold. I don't want to freeze to death. So among the confessors, one yielded, and leaving his companions, sought the warm baths, right, near the lake, which had been prepared for anyone who might prove inconstant. You see that? So you're going to have brothers that do that too. Brothers, they're going to confess Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, but they're going to be in that damn FEMA camp. They're going to be in that concentration camp. Let me out. Let me out. I'm not an Israelite. I don't believe in that anymore. I'll take the vaccine. I'll take this. I'll get down. Just let me out. I can't stand it. I'm losing my mind. And guess what? Esau going to come by smiling. Come on, get this guy out of here. Feed him. Get him some food. Get him something to drink. And you're going to be at the table. You're going to have your head down. And this brother did that. This brother left his brothers that was all willing to die to go get heat, man. Right? Now, go ahead, Yardan.
Real quick, Esau real cocky. When he was walking back, they probably kind of gave him a shoulder, kind of gave him a hug. Esau real cocky like that. Like I ain't gonna get into it, but yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Again, this happened. This isn't something that we're making up. These things are coming back. Let's say you in the whole camp, you in a certain congregation, the brothers, y'all all get jammed up together. One brother, he's going to try to get out of that thing, man. Let's say, it was them that did it. They teach this. They really believe in this. That's not me. I've never really believed in this thing. I'm kind of new in this truth. I never really understood the doctrine. I just don't know what's going on. A lot of brothers are going to come up with all types of stuff. Now, you can say, I will never do that, but you don't know what you're going to do. Peter told Yahushua, hey, look, though all men forsake thee, I will never forsake thee, and I'll die with thee. And guess what? We know what happened with that. Right? And if you don't, you got a precept?
Yeah, but you got it. Go ahead, finish.
No, go ahead, bring it up.
It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, right? And verse number 17. Said, let us see if his words be true, man. Right, like the brother going into. That's what the so-called white man gonna say in these last days. Let's see whether he really in this thing, man. Right? I done seen his picture everywhere. I done seen him getting on me. I done seen him on fire for months and years in his truth. I seen the impact this brother had. I see the impact this sister had. I traced the internet. I know what they watch, all the videos. I stalk you, man. Right? You're on a bulletin board in the FBI. I know you, man. And let's see if his words be true. Right? It says, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. For if the just man be the son of God, he will help him and deliver him from the hands of his enemies. Let us examine him with the spiteful and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience, man. Right? So like the brother going into, you may be outside, right? They may be plucking off your flesh slowly, right? They may be hitting you over and over. Hey, it's a tactic, man, where they rise you up and then drop you down in some water, then rise you back up, then drop you down in some water, just so you can have just enough time to breathe one time before they drop you back, man. Right? They may kill you slow, right? They may do something in front to your children, man, right? Your father, your mother in front of you. All of this is going to be the spiteful torture that they're going to be do to prove us. Let us condemn him with a shameful death, for by his own sayings he shall be respected. So they're going to prove you, man, even a so-called white man. In the last days, everything going to get turned up on you.
And that's a good precept, because it said, let us, what did it say? Let us prove him by shame, let us condemn him by shameful death.
Oh.
Yeah, shameful. They think it's a shameful death, but it's really a glorious death, because they don't understand the resurrection. That's why that chapter goes into them not knowing the spiritual world, the resurrection, or the regeneration. So they think simply because they're torturing you to death is a shameful death, but that's really a glorious death, man. So it shows you that they really don't know what's going on. Now, this is right to link up with that precept 33 and 20. Salakia 26. Sirach 33 and 26. A yoke and a collar do bow the neck, so are tortures and torments for an evil servant. And that's what they're going to be doing to us. They're going to deem us as evil servants, men that cause sedition, traitors of the government, treason, insurrectionists, anarchists. And they're going to have tortures and torments for us. Now, a lot of brothers, they're leaving the live stream. They're saying this is getting too real for me. I didn't know that this truth was going to be about this. I thought it was all going to be love and kisses. I thought it was all going to be hugs and damn dandelions and daffodils, man. But what did the Most High say? I got a quick precept. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 10 and 9. Right? Revelation 10 and 9. And I went into the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. And I took the little book, meaning this Bible, out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. So this Bible comes to you sweet at first. You find out that you're chosen. You find out that the Lord is only dealing with you. You know, you find out that you were living in lies, and you get excited. Then you find out the reality. Once you've been in this thing and it digests and it sits in you, you find out about the evil that may come from the Most High being in this truth too, man. And you got to be willing to accept the honey and accept the bitterness too.
Oh, that's a fire point, right? Because, hey, man, it's a just balance in this thing, like the brother says. It's the book of 2nd Maccabees, chapter 6 and 26, on down to 31. And this is one of my favorite accounts, man, of being on fire and dying in this truth. 2nd Maccabees, chapter 6, verse 26. For though for the present time I should be delivered from the punishment of men, meaning if I give in to this thing and I be delivered from the punishment of men, meaning I bow down my neck, I say, well, you know what? I surrender. You know what? I'm hungry. You know what? I don't want to die in this thing. They say, for though for the present time I should be delivered from the punishment of men, yet should I not escape the hand of the Almighty, neither alive nor dead. So if you want to die, man, die for the Lord, right? If you're going to do something, hey, do it all out in this thing, man. Because you still going to get put to death, resurrected to be destroyed. Why not go hard in this thing, man? Right? What the hell? You damn bowing down to the so-called white man just for damn 3 loaves of bread just to be destroyed in the end, man. Right? And turn your back on the Lord. Reading on. Wherefore now, manfully changing his life, I will shew myself such as one as mine age requireth, and leave a noble example to such as be young to die willingly and courageously. So this man said, I'm willingly dying. I'm not scratching my head. I'm not double-minded. I'm willingly dying, right? And courageously dying for the honorable and holy laws. And I'm dying for the holy laws, man. I'm not dying, right, for this person over there and that person over there and damn this philosophy, this doctrine. We're not into none of these things, man. We down for the laws. And when he had said these words, immediately he went to the torment. They that led him, changing the good will, they bared him a little before into hatred, because he foresaid speeches proceeded as they thought from the dispersed mind. But it's the point. But when he was ready to die with stripes, he groaned and said, it is manifest unto the Lord that have the holy knowledge, that whereas I might have been delivered from death, I now endure sore pains in the body by being beaten, but in soul am well content to suffer these things because I fear him. So you gotta have that much zeal and that much, the spirit resting on you that you screaming and you can't wait to die, man, like our forefathers.
That's right. This Romans chapter 14 and verse 8. For whether we live unto the Lord. And whether we die unto the Lord. Whether we live, therefore, or die, we are the Lord's. To this end, Hamashiach both died and rose and revived that he might be Lord both of the dead and living. Right. So if you're going to live, you're going to live unto the Lord. You're going to do this work. You're going to be an evangelist. You're going to prophesy. You're going to teach. You're going to be in the highways and byways. You're going to be on fire. You're going to love your nation. Or if you die, you're going to go through what Yahweh went through. You're going to get beat up. You're going to get ridiculed. You're going to get mocked. You're going to get smote upon. Right? You're going to be damn tortured, man, like Yahweh was tortured. These things happen, man. All right? These things are coming back on the earth, too, in a big way. All right?
Right.
So I had another one real quick, too, to speak about Matthew chapter 26 and 33. Right? This Matthew chapter 26 and 33. Peter answered and said unto him, though all men shall be offended because of thee, yet will I never be offended. And a lot of brothers, they have that mentality. And there's nothing wrong with having that mentality, but you got to be merciful. You got to pray for mercy in the last days. Right? You got to pray for mercy in the last days. And Peter said, I would never deny Yahweh. Reading on. Verse 34. Yahweh said unto him, verily I say unto thee, that this night before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. So, Peter denied Yahweh 3 times. You're going to have brothers that have that same mentality. What they want to do is right. They want to serve the Most High. You want to die and be a martyr, but that may not be your lot. You may be the brother that the Lord set up to deny the Lord too, man. So you gotta pray for mercy in this thing too. Because Peter, he was set up to be on fire. He did all of the miracles. He did all of the work of the Lord. He was with the Lord all the way till SHIT hit the fan. Right? When that pressure was applied, he folded. Most High going to apply the pressure on a lot of brothers, man, back you into that corner. And a lot of you brothers never been in a corner. You never been in a corner like the time is coming. I'll put it like that. And guess what? If the Most High put in your spirit to deny him, then you're going to deny him. If you put in your spirit to endure and die for the Lord, you're going to die for the Lord. So you can never say what you're going to do. Just pray that the Most High have mercy on you in those days.
Oh, God.
You got a precept. After you. This Hebrews chapter 11, verse 24. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season. Right? That's self-explanatory, it's plain. Right? But a lot of our people, not that they're going to be in that position that Moses was in, the exact position, but they're going to be in a similar position where they're going to, where they have an option to get to go the easy way out, right? Basically cleave unto Esau and what he can provide for you, right? A lot of our people don't want to suffer for the Lord because they lack faith, because they don't believe in all the promises and the judgments that's going to come to pass. They don't really believe. This Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. And you got to strive for the truth unto death, right? But if you don't really fully believe, you're not going to really strive for the truth. Neither will you really fully believe in the Heavenly Father or his son Yahweh, right? Which will result in you doing things contrary to the scriptures.
Oh. And to touch on that same chapter, because it get real in 36 on down. I was about to get that precept. That's the spirit. In Hebrews 11 and 36. And others had trial of cruel mockings and scourgings, yea, moreover, of bonds and imprisonments. They were stoned, they were sawed asunder, were tempted, were slain with the sword. They wandered about in sheepskins and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted, and tormented, of whom the world was not worthy. They wandered in deserts and in mountains and in dens and caves of the earth. Don't think our forefathers just gonna go through all of this hell, man, and you sit there and gonna skip to the kingdom of heaven, right? It says what? And these all have obtained a good report through faith. Because you're gonna get tried, you may get put to death, right? Or hell gonna break loose. Obtained a good report through faith, received not the promise. God having provided some better thing for us, that they without us should not be made perfect, right? So straight like that, man, the Lord is trying in these last days. Let me get this one more precept. This First Peter chapter 4 and verse 12 said, "Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial." Meaning when like the brother said, when stuff hit the fan, don't think it's strange, right? Oh man, like it caught me on the, I don't know what to do, right? Fiery trials, which is to try you as something strange that happened unto you, but rejoice in so much as ye are partakers of Mashiach Yahweh's suffering, right? And what happened to Mashiach Yahweh? He got traded on, right? He got beat, he got scourged, he got jumped, right? All that he got put to death, that when his glory shall be revealed, you may be glad also with exceedingly joy. Meaning you earned your reward, man. Right? I don't like nothing given to me. I like to earn it, man. Right? Straight like that, man. Like Salaki, let me get this one more precept, because you got earned salvation, man. Right? Salaki, where, let's see.
Bring it out.
Find this precept. Because that's what the Lord said, man. You got to earn this thing. Right? Salaki, it is this Galatians 6 and 4. But let every man prove his own work, man. You gotta prove yourself, right? Hey, your brother can't go through all hell, you know, labor with him, and he just kind of drag you to the kingdom. No, you gotta get tried. You gonna have to get put to death. You gonna have to suffer these things. But let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone and not in another. You want to prove yourself in this thing, man, and earn the kingdom of heaven.
That's right. Now, I'm going to pull that back up because all of the precepts link up to what the brother's bringing out. Now, again, going back to these brothers, remember, they was put out in the cold because they confessed openly that they believed in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, right? And they were willing to suffer the persecution that came with it. But remember, you had one brother who went back, right? Let me read that part again. Among the confessors, this is the background behind this picture right here. The 40 martyrs of Sabast. Among the confessors, one yielded and leaving his companions, sought the warm baths near the lake, which had been prepared for any who might prove inconstant. Meaning the so-called white man knew that some of you Negroes are going to just sell out. So you're going to have money ready for you, man. He has to prepare those things for you Jakes that's going to sell out. There's going to be a few of them, you know. Upon immersion into the cauldron, one who yielded went into shock and immediately died. You see that? One of the guards, Alglius, who was set to keep watch over the martyrs and beheld a moment of supernatural brilliancy overshadowing them, he at once proclaimed himself Christian, threw off his garments, and joined the remaining 39. Thus, the number 40 remained complete. At daybreak, the stiffened bodies of the confessors, which still showed signs of life, were burned and the ashes cast into a river. You see that? And these things happen, man. They were sent out there to freeze to death. They all froze to death. The people that were still kind of alive, they picked them up and they threw them in a furnace and burnt them. Who did that happen to? To these 40 brothers up here. Who set that up? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. You have martyrdom in this thing too, man. This is part of this. That's the final test. What good is it to show up to class early and pass the pop quiz, right? You put the apple on the teacher desk, right? And you do good on the group projects and, you know, you make it, just you pass the midterm, Now you get the final. As soon as you get the final, you just fail, man. You come up short horrifically. A lot of brothers, when this final come, they just gonna fail the final, man. And it's about passing the final. The Lord don't give a damn about what you. Of course, it matters what you're doing right now, but it's gonna be in vain if you don't pass this final. You have to pass the final, you know. And we're all going to be given a different final. My final, hey, I may have to have my head chopped off. Yaradan, he may have to make the decision: do he want to save his wife or do he want to serve the Most High? Arias, he's going to have his own thing he got to deal with. We're all going to be given that own final, right? And everybody got to take that final. Guess what? You got to deal with it. Now you're going to pass it or you're going to run away.
And real quick, I'm not sure the exact time, but I'm pretty sure you don't take a long time to burn to death. I'm pretty sure it happens kind of fast. But I just looked it up as far as freezing to death. It said it could take up to an hour, man.
Yeah.
You dying slow for a whole hour, man. That's painful and torture, man.
Damn. You see
They
that?
say when you freezing, or whether it be freezing on land or underwater, it's like 1,000 needles just stabbing you. You just feel like a lot of pressure. It does some. It's horrific. But I got a precept. This Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hands of God, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery, and they're going from us to be utter destruction. But they are in peace. Right? When we give up the ghosts, our spirit is in the third heaven. Verse 4. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is there a hope full of immortality. Right? So your faith has to be in Yahweh Shemiah Washai, that you'll be delivered, that you'll have a reward. Right? Verse 5. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded, for God proved them and found them worthy for himself. Right? So you want to be that pure sacrifice for the Lord. Verse 6. As gold in the furnace hath he tried them, and received them as a burnt offering. And in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. Right? But the point is, when you present your body a living sacrifice, you have to have faith that the Lord's going to, reward you, and do some stuff for you. And there's certain cases, I believe brothers had dreams where they actually got like put through the fire, literal fire, or other types of torments done upon them. They didn't feel nothing. So the Lord can kind of do that for you. But we're not telling Jake to expect that, but
Right.
we're not telling them to expect that and kind of say, relax. If you got faith, and the Lord can kind of make your body kind of invincible, because the Lord can actually make you feel it.
Right.
But the point is, you got to make your body a living sacrifice, right? Jake stubbed their toe and they say, I'm done for today. In that day, in that hour, in that minute, you gotta say, look, I'm doing this for the Lord at the end of the day. The same way when we out there on the minor, small level, out there in the blistering cold, brothers got frostbites, toes all cold, damn near broken off. We say we doing this for the Lord.
That's right. Now, I got this quick link pulled up. I'm not going to play the whole thing. Y'all can tell me if y'all can hear it or not. Right? Now, this says what happens when you freeze to death. Right? You can look it up on your own. Right? But brothers, just let me know if you can hear it. If you can hear it, then I'll play it. If not, then you can kind of look it up on your own. And we can see. Can y'all hear it? Well, like I said, you have to watch it on your own, or they may just tell you. Right? You can check this out, because freezing to death, like the brother said, man, that's no light thing, man. That's not a small thing. See, the brother, they going into hypothermia, right? Extreme low temperature. Hey, Jake, you get mad when it's 30 degrees outside, man, and you got to pump the gas, or you got to wait outside in the bus stop. So your whole body shuts down, man. The brother said 1 hour. That's all it take. So they kind of breaking it down. So you can look that up on your own. They're getting real scientific about it. But the point is, your body going to start shivering, frostbite. You're just going to, pine away, man. You're going to have a horrible death in that thing. So you can kind of look more into that on your own. You got it, Yardan.
I read somewhere that look, we don't know all the details about science and things of that nature because our mind is occupied in the scriptures. But I read somewhere in an article, a little science article from Esau. He was stating that when people freeze to death, at a certain point, it feels like they're actually on fire. They're so cold, it just feels like they kind of on fire, if that makes sense.
Damn.
So, hey, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on into freezing to death.
Salaki. I be feeling like that sometimes with my hands. You know what I'm saying? When you go outside in the cold, your hands feel numb. Feel like they on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your skin can burn too. If you out there in that freezing cold and you put your hand under some water, you get that little burning sensation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's Yardan, real quick, go to Revelation chapter 2 and 12. I'll pull this up real quick. Revelation chapter 2 and 12.
And I found it, but it was Revelation chapter 2, verse 12. It reads this. And to the angel of the church in Pergamos write, these things said he which hath the sharp sword with two edges.
Right.
I know thy works, and where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is. And thou holdest fast my name, and hast not denied my faith, even in those days wherein Antipas was my faithful martyr, who was slain among you, where Satan dwelleth.
You see that? Read 13 again, Baba Kasha.
Verse 13.
He's talking to the church in Pergamos.
I know thy works, and where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is.
Hey, like Babylon the Great. This is the modern day Satan seat. The Lord know where we live in D.C. Brothers live in New York, Baltimore, L.A., Houston. This Satan seat, man. Satan's seat is not Iceland. It's not New Zealand. It's not Luxembourg. It's Babylon the Great. Back in the ancient times, it was Pergamos. Go on.
And thou holdest fast my name.
Right, my name, Yahweh Bashim Rashad, the law, statutes, and commandments.
And has not denied my faith. Even in those days wherein Antipas was my faithful martyr, who was slain among you where Satan dwelleth.
See that? You had a brother by it, and we're going to pull it up. You had a brother by the name of Antipas, man. Right? And he was a faithful martyr. He was the bishop during the church of Pergamos at this time of the Roman persecution. Right? Now we're going to pull this up real quick. And he was a faithful martyr, man. And Yahweh shall love that, man. Now you had this how Antipas was put to death. Antipas was put to death via a brazen bull. Right? Now this brazen bull was a torture tactic invented by Esau because of only the so-called white man will come up with these different devices. So they make a bull and it's made of brass, and they set a hot fire pit under it, a furnace, to heat up the metal via conduction, like an oven. And they'll throw you inside of that. So it's like you're literally inside of an oven, burning alive. And while you screaming, burning alive, it was set up that when you scream, there was a certain what's the word I'm looking for? A pipe within this bull that would make a bull sound. It'll sound like a bull making his grunt and his damn noise as you're screaming, burning aside for the truth. So you had a brother by the name of Antipas who was set inside this thing and he's burning alive. Now, the brazen bull, we went into brothers that had to freeze to death. Then the third chapter, these brothers got thrown into a fiery furnace. Brothers got sawn asunder, cut in half, had their scalp peeled back, literally, hands chopped off, you know. The brazen bull, bronze bull, or Sicilian bull was an alleged torture and execution device designed in ancient Greece. According to Diodorus Siculus, recounting the story of Bibliotheca Historica, Perilios of Athens invented and proposed it. We get straight to the point. All right, according to legends, the brazen bull was designed in the form and size of an actual bull and had an acoustic apparatus that converted screams into the sound of a bull. The condemned, like Antipas, were locked inside the device, and fire was set under it, heating the metal until the person inside was roasted to death. You see that? See this? It happened to Antipas. The Romans were reported to have used this torture device to kill some Christians, notably Saint Eustace, who, according to Christian tradition, was roasted in the brazen bull with his wife and children. So you may have to lose your wife and children, man. Right? It says by Emperor Hadrian. The same happened to Saint Antipas. That's what we read about in Revelation, the 2nd chapter. Bishop of Pergamum during the persecutions of Emperor Domitian and the first martyr in Asia Minor, who was roasted to death in the brazen bull in 92 AD. You see that? So these are the things that our fathers had to deal with, man. And these days are coming back to the earth in a big way.
I got a precept. The 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse number. I'm gonna start at let me get straight to the point. Verse 9. As unknown and yet well known, as dying and behold we live, as chastened and not killed. Because the Lord, hey man, in the last days we're gonna be resurrected, man. Right? Or we're gonna rest in heaven for a little season. But the fact of the matter is we're not dying in vain because we're gonna yet live in this thing, man. Right? So whatever the hell go through your lot is, right? I mean, you pluck asunder, beat the shreds, right? You dying slow, blood leaving your body, right? It's no telling his imagination. Hey, you see Esau's imagination in the damn movies, man. I mean, you sitting back watching Hostel, I believe that's the name of the movie, and you not even fathoming these sick, creepy tortures that he's doing, man. But why the hell am I watching this? Right? I mean, I'm talking about from people, kids getting raped, ears coming off, people eating them. They got the human centipede. Hey, this wicked imagination and these things are gonna come to play in these buildings and these dungeons, man. And you're gonna be locked in them. And then that day it's just you and the Lord, man.
Yep.
Right. You ain't gonna have nobody in that thing. Now you can be in that thing with your brothers or not. You might be in it by yourself. And you're gonna look to your right, and guess what? Your elder's not gonna be there. You're gonna look to your left, and your bishop, your deacon, your pastor, whatever, they're not gonna be there. It's just gonna be you. And your heart gonna be beating fast. And you're gonna be thinking about what's gonna happen to you next. You may hear screams, you know. They called that one person from the cell next to you, and he never came back. Now they call the next man next to you, he never came back. And they call number 5, and you're number 5. Number 5, and they come and snatch you up. Now you got an all damn white suit on it, a damn junk prison suit with a luministic damn code on it, and they drag you up by your chains and they spitting on you, and they got this heavy metal demonic music playing in the background. You know that heavy Metallica, Black Sabbath, the wicked music. They playing that heavy grunge, you know, as flashing lights like strobe lights. And then Esau leading you up in the middle of a courtyard at nighttime. You got the damn FEMA lights beaming on you heavy. And it's Esau, he got a mask on, say, do A, B, and C and get down. He might slap you around. He might spit at you. He may say, look, I have your wife and your kids. And guess what you got to say in that? You got to say, I don't give a F about none of that, man. Now the Lord said, don't prepare it. We're going to go to that account too. And Luke chapter 21, 14 on down. But, you know, you're going to have to say what you got to say. Quick precept. Philippians chapter 1 and 19. For I know that this shall turn to my salvation through your prayer and to the supply of the spirit of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, according to my earnest expectation and my hope that in nothing I shall be ashamed, but that with all boldness as always. So now also Hamashiach shall be magnified in my body, whether it be by life or by death. For to me to live is Hamashiach, and to die is gain. You see that? So Yahweh Shah gonna be in my body if I gotta live or if I gotta die. If I gotta go out there and deal with the elements and deal with my wicked people, my wicked damn enemies, or if I gotta be damn crucified, head chopped off, skinned alive. Hey, what the Lord went through, I'm willing to go through that. That's the mentality that our forefathers had, and they counted the cost.
Salaki. You remember that movie, Apocalypto, when they was on that scene and they was getting beheaded, they was getting chopped off, and they was in the line one by one. Everybody was looking around, everybody was screaming. Hey, that's literally gonna come to pass, man.
Yeah.
You ever seen that movie? That's a must see. Right?
Yeah.
Going crazy in it. Talking about crazy, right? Lucky, it going crazy in that joint. And they had this beheading scene where they had the I don't know if it was a guillotine or somebody was chopping off the head, but hey, man, they had to suffer persecution in this thing. You got it.
That's right. Now, this Acts chapter 21 and 12. I'll start at 10. This Acts chapter 21 and 10. And as we tarried there many days, there came down from Judea a certain prophet named Agabus. And when he was come unto us, he took Paul's girdle and bound his own hands and feet and said, thus said the Holy Ghost, so shall the Jews at Jerusalem bind the man that owneth this girdle and shall deliver help into the hands of the Gentiles. So this random prophet came up and grabbed on Paul's girdle, and he tied himself up and said, this is going to happen to the man that owned his girdle. Been telling Paul, look, when you go to Jerusalem, you might lose your life. Reading on. Verse 12. And when we heard these things, both we and they of that place besought him not to go up to Jerusalem. Then Paul answered, what mean ye to weep and to break mine heart? What you crying for, man? What you throwing this damn pity party about me, man? What the hell is this? Paul got mad, man. It says, what mean they to weep and to break my heart? But I am ready not only to be bound only, but also to die at Jerusalem for the name of the Lord Yahweh Shah. And when he would not be persuaded, when they try to say, don't do it, don't die for the Lord, don't get locked up for the name of the Most High, don't go to Jerusalem, don't get killed by your fellow brethren, right? Don't do it. It says, and when he would not be persuaded, we ceased, saying, the will of Yahweh Bashmi Yahweh be done. And that's the mentality that you got to have, man. And let the will of Yahweh Yahweh be done, man. Right? And you shouldn't be able to be persuaded to not taste death if it comes to that, man. By any means, man. Now, a demon might hop on your wife and say, babe, you don't have to do that. Don't deal with that. Look, we can do this. Let's do this. And a demon might hop on the brother. And these spirits, man, they hopped on the apostle Peter, man. Peter damn near a spirit hopped on Peter when he was about to bust up Yahweh Shah and get him out that jam. Let me get that real quick. In Matthew 27, Salakia. Right? This Matthew, Salakia, 26. This Matthew chapter 26 and verse 50. Let's see. 50. This Matthew 26 and 50. And Yahweh Shah said unto him, friend, wherefore art thou come? Then came they and laid hold on Yahweh Shah and took him. And behold, one of them, which were with Yahweh Shah, which is Peter, you can read about that in John, stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priest and smote off his ear. You see that? So Yahweh Shah could have looked at that and said, look, it's about to go down. He already didn't want to go through it, but now he got opportunity, Slakia, to flee and even kill these men if he wanted to, But guess what? Yahweh Shah, he knew he had to go through it. Yahweh Shah could have killed these men along with Peter and got himself out that situation. because the spirit hopped on Peter, man. It's all the testing that you're going to go through, man. It's going to happen to the very end. It's going to happen when your man. Look, we're going to get out. No, look, we got to die for the Lord, man.
Right.
These things are going to happen. They happened to Yahushua. They came and they got Yahushua at nighttime, in the middle of the night. They're going to come and knock and bust down your door in the middle of the night. They snatched him up. It was cold outside. They're going to snatch you up. It's going to be cold outside. Demons going to hop on your brother. You understand? It's going, all hell going to break loose. You know?
You going to hear it 2 a.m. You know, somebody bust down your room, got the flashlights all in your eyes. You know how you just wake up like, what's going on? They
Right.
rip the covers off you, grab you by your feet, flying that way, and then you toss into the back of a bus. It's about to get hectic. And he kind of just say, eat this, and it's pork.
That's right.
So I got this precept, right? And this is what Jeremiah did when all hell was breaking loose. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 26. Like this whole account fire. I'm gonna get straight to the point though. Verse 12. Then spake Jeremiah unto all the princes and to all the people. Because when you read this account, they was pressing them out, man. Right? They was like, man, you're gonna die, man. You sitting there prophesying. We don't want to hear that. Right? They grabbing them up, bounding them, right? It said, then spake Jeremiah to all the princes and to all the people, saying, the Lord sent me to prophesy against this house and against this city and all the words that ye have heard. Meaning, don't blame me, take it up with the Most High, man. But I'm gonna speak his words. Therefore, now arm your ways and your doings and obey the voice of the Lord your God, and the Lord will repent him of the evil that he hath pronounced against you. As for me, behold, I am in your hand. Meaning Jeremiah basically said, man, F it, man. Do what you got to do. I'm in your hands. Now what? He said, as for me, behold, I am in your hands. Do with me as seemeth good and meet unto you. You know, I'm ready to die in this thing, man. I'm ready to die for the Lord. You got me bound up. I'm going to keep speaking the words of the Lord. You can't stop me. But know ye for certain that if ye put me to death, ye shall surely bring innocent blood upon yourselves and upon this city and upon the inhabitants thereof. For of a truth, the Lord had sent me unto you to speak all these words in your ears. So he said, look, man, I'm ready to die in this truth. Do with me what you got to do. But hey, I'm going to die for the Lord.
That's right.
No?
This I got a precept real quick. This is the book of Acts, chapter 6 and 9. Right? And that's dealing with Stephen. If you haven't read the book of Acts, you got to read the book of Acts, man. You can't say, you know, I know what's going on if you haven't read the book of Acts. All right. That's a powerful book right there, man. There's a lot going on. You know, and we live in, this is Acts all over. You living in Acts. This is a time period you live in. It's Acts of the Apostles all over again, man. The exact same thing they went through. We in the book of Acts right now. If a brother asking, you know, what book are we in? Are we in the book of Genesis? Are we in the time of Judges? Look, you in the book of Acts right now. You're in the book of Jeremiah right now, too. We just read about it. You know, you in the days of Lot, man. This book is living. And whether it's the first book of the Bible or the last book of the Bible, it all pertains to the time you live in it. Right? Acts 6 and 9. Then there arose certain of the synagogue, which is called the synagogue of the Libertines, and Cyrenians and Alexandrians, and of them of Cilicia and of Asia disputing with Stephen. So they started beefing with Stephen, right? Because he was cutting them up. And they were not able to resist the wisdom and the spirit by which he spake. Like they can't do that to brothers out there. Brothers confounding politicians, governors, all types of men. Then they suborned men, which said, we have heard, meaning they hired these men. They hired men, which said, we have heard him speak blasphemous words against Moses and against the Most High. And they're going to do that to us, man. They're going to pay agents. This is an agent right there, man. Right? They're going to pay false witnesses to say, look, I heard Ariah say he's going to blow up. They're going to destroy Babylon. He got a bomb on him. Right? He said he's going to blow up the White House. Right? I heard Yaradon say that he's going to do so and so and so and so to these leaders, man. And that's what they're going to do again in the last days. Verse 12. And they stirred up the people and the elders and the scribes and came upon him and caught him and brought him to the council. And they're gonna bring you to these government buildings, man, to these FEMA camps. You have to. The Lord said you're gonna appear before judges and governors, man, for my name's sake and for a testimony of the Gentiles. Reading on. And set up false witnesses, which said, this man ceaseth not to blaspheme words against the holy place and the law. You see that? So they're going to do that same thing, man. They're going to gather these false witnesses to come up with false accusations against the Israelites. We're going to be well, we already are, but we're going to be those black Hebrew Israelites, black identity extremists, domestic terrorist,
Enemy of the state.
enemy of the state. That's a good one. Enemy of the state. Men that commit treason, sedition. Our black Israelite cult. Spies. Brother said spies, man. All types of stuff.
See?
You know?
Got a precept.
Con.
It's Acts 17:5. But the Jews which believed not, moved with envy, took unto them certain lewd fellows of the baser sort, and gathered a company, and set up all the city on an uproar. They set the entire city on an uproar. That means they spreading rumors. They turning things left, right? Set all the city on an uproar and assaulted the house of Jason and sought to bring them out to the people. And when they found them not, they drew Jason and certain brethren unto the rulers of the city, crying, these that have turned the world upside down are come hither also. So they said these people turned our world upside down. They dragged them out the house. They probably punched him on the way, slapped him. They said, look, this the dude that did A, B, and C to us, X, Y, and Z. And then you kind of hear people whispering. I kind of saw him, kiss a kid. It's rumors flowing all throughout the ears.
It's like a quick point. It says they assaulted his house. They're going to be doing that to your house, man. Flashbangs, smoke grenades, coming off the damn zip line. You stay in the apartment complex because everybody don't live in a house. Some of you men, you stay in the damn 5th floor, man, 8th floor, in the projects. They gonna come up that damn helicopter zip line and kick your damn door down, bring you up and snatch you, and the damn rope, the grip line gonna pull you back up in the helicopter. You're gonna be in the damn helicopter with a black bag on. They're gonna hit you in the face with a gun, and you're gonna be there, man, till the helicopter lands. You're gonna be in handcuffs. They're gonna drag you out to the FEMA camp. Go ahead.
And it also say verse 7, whom Jason Slakia, where I leave off, verse 6. And when they found them not, they drew Jason and certain brethren unto the rulers of the city, crying, these that have turned the world upside down are come hither also, whom Jason have received, and these all do contrary to the decrees of Caesar, saying there's another king, one Yahushai, right? And they troubled the people. It's like, and that's what we're doing right now. We're telling people there's only one true living God, Yahweh Shemiah Washai. We tell our, mainly Israel that. But the heathen, they don't like to hear that because they want to be included, right? Verse 8, and they troubled the people and the rulers of the city when they heard these things. So basically the whole city and town, the kinfolk, they was all against them, right? That's propaganda tactics. They spread on rumors and lies and deceit to make everybody come against you. And that's slowly happening now. That's why they have all these false flags. For an example, recently in the news, you had a man, a black Hebrew Israelite, their words. He had a machete in his hand, kind of going crazy. And they made sure that they said black Hebrew Israelites. They said it was another hate crime. And this was very recent in the news. I believe a brother did a cold cut on it.
Con, I got a quick precept. This is the book of Acts, chapter 16. And I'm going to start at 19. Acts chapter 16 and 19. And when her master saw that the hope of their gains was gone, They caught Paul and Silas and drew them into the marketplace unto the rulers. And they was out there exercising demons. And they got mad that they cast out the spirit where they was getting money from. So these ordinary men, they kind of took it upon themselves, man, to lay hold. Now they didn't call the so-called police, the Romans. They kind of laid hands on this man himself. And that's going to happen. These average citizens who's watching the news and they're fed up and think that their country's at risk due to you black Hebrew Israelites, they're going to not call the police. They're going to take it upon themselves and kind of find you, man. Yeah, I know he stays over here, right? He stays over here. So they're going to draw you up, reading on, and bring you to the rulers, and brought them to the magistrates, saying, these men, being Jews, do exceedingly trouble our city, right? These black Hebrew Israelites, they keep saying America's going to be destroyed, and that the white man's the devil, and we have to go to slavery, and they're making us bow down and lick their boots. And they told my baby his head is going to be dashed against a stone. They're threatening our lives. They're a nuisance. I can't stand them. I can't go to because you can't go nowhere without running across the Israelites, man. You may say, look, let's go for a family trip. I want to go down to the harbor. If you've never been to the harbor, we're going to ruin your damn day, man. Right? We're going to get your day jammed up, man. We're going to tell you what time it is. Oh, go ahead.
Salaki. And that's funny you said that because last camp, man, was Jake with an Edomite and they was on their first date, man.
Yeah.
Right, but we give it down.
Right.
We ain't give it down. You know what I'm saying? It had to go down.
Yeah, they was on their first date and probably their last date, man.
Lord willing.
Yeah, Lord willing, man. You know, so hey, look, we're gonna tell you what time it is, man. Right? So and that's not just in Baltimore, that's where all of these camps at. Well, you're beginning now, you're getting on these people's nerves. At first, they kind of let you do it. Now you're getting everybody mad. People, they don't want to come outside anymore. They're going to start losing money around because a lot of times, Jake, you're located around these cheap marketplaces. And people, they don't want to go to these stores because they don't want to deal with you. You stand in front of H&M, you're in front of the bank, you're in front of these damn restaurants, and these people, they're losing money, man. Right? You're shutting the damn economy down with the Bible. And guess what? Esau don't play around with this money. And that's what happened here. They saw that they was losing money because they was out there doing the work of the Lord, man. You know? But let's see what happened. Acts chapter 16 and 20. And brought them to the magistrate, saying, these men being Jews do exceedingly trouble our city and teach customs which are not lawful for us to receive, neither to observe, being Romans. See that? They're teaching laws and commandments, and we're Americans. Why are they telling me about the Sabbath day? They're telling me that he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. They're telling me that I can't eat pork, that I can't be a homosexual, that I can't be a tranny, and I can't marry my white woman. I can't marry a Filipino. I can't be a Buddhist. I'm an American. I have a right to do what I want to do. That's what they're going to be saying. Let's read on. Acts chapter 16 and 22. And the multitude rose up together against them, and the magistrates, which is like the police, the government, you know, and the magistrates rent off their clothes and commanded to beat them. So guess what? Hey, they got beat up, man. Black eyes. There's no telling. Maybe a tooth got knocked out. People were stronger back then, bruised up. He might have broke a damn leg, man, an arm, you know, black eyes, ear scratched up. Reading on. And when they had laid many stripes upon them, meaning they whipped them, they cast them into prison, charging the jailer to keep them safely. So they got them locked up. Reading on. Who, having received such a charge, thrust them into the inner prison. What does that mean, he received such a charge? Meaning these men, Paul and Silas, they're not going to be regarded as ordinary pickpockets or an ordinary petty theft. These are maximum security, what's the word I'm looking for?
A turbo prison.
Yeah, criminals, man. These men are the most wanted men at the time. That's how we're going to be. They're going to thrust us into solitary confinement. We're going to have our own FEMA camp section our own prison system for the Black Hebrew Israelites. It's going to smell like pork in there. It's going to smell like shrimp, crab, and lobster. You know, it's going to be plastered with white Jesus, crosses, demonic images, maybe a warlock in there, right? A damn wizard, you know? And they're going to thrust you into the inner prison. Who haven't received such a charge, thrust them into the inner prison and made their feet fast in the stocks. You know?
Oh.
Hey, this one at Acts 19:24. My last one. Acts 19:24. For a certain man named Demetrius, a silversmith, which made silver shrines for Diana, brought no small gain unto the craftsmen, whom he called together with the worksmen of like occupation. Right. So right now he gathered a little union and said, Sirs, ye know that by this craft we make our wealth. So the only way for these people to make wealth is by making, these idols and pretty much things all revolving around that. Right. Moreover, ye see and hear that not alone at Ephesus, but almost throughout all Asia, this Paul hath persuaded and turned away much people, saying that they be no gods, which are made with hands. So he set up this crafty council because he's upset that Paul, all throughout Asia, is basically turning people away from these fake gods, which also ultimately messes up their money. Right. Verse 27. So that not only this our craft is in danger to be set at naught, but also that the temple of the great goddess Diana. So they actually believed him, right? They said this great goddess Diana should be despised, and her magnificence should be destroyed, whom all Asia and the world worship. And when they heard these sayings, they were full of wrath. So he pretty much, set the spark to have all these people burning with anger, and cried out, saying, "Great is Diana of Ephesus of Ephesians."
Right.
So you got to picture this. You're like, yeah. They said in a tumult right now.
Right.
Verse 29, and the whole city was filled with confusion. And that's Babylon, America right now. The whole city filled with confusion. And having caught Gaius and Aristarchus, men of Macedonia, Paul's companion in travel, they rushed with one accord into the theater. Find out what happened next. You gotta keep reading. But the point is, hey, that's happening now. We actually had Jake on Rosa Parks, Avenue, or Rosa Parks Transit. They say you messing up our money. They tried to fight us. They tried to pull out guns and switchblades. Because we telling the people, hey, drop that stuff. The Lord don't love you if you on drugs, cocaine, cigarettes. And they get upset at that. They say you messing up our money. And that's the same spirit that these people had back then.
God. Well, yeah, I remember we was on Green Mountain and 33rd. All right, you was out there when that dyke came up. She was leading them pack of men, and they said you messing up our money. This was a Saturday camp on Green Mountain and 33rd, man. And it was out there, and that's a bad area out there, man, in Baltimore. One of the worst areas. They was out there acting a fool, selling, distributing, whatever, man, pushing whatever word you want to use. And we was out there teaching, and we was getting on them, man. We don't hold our tongue. So they got kind of mad. They said we was making it hot. So she walked up to us, this big bull dyke. She kind of had her hand in her pocket. Now you know what that means. If you've been around, you kind of know what that means when somebody walking up with their hand in their pocket. They're not about to push out a damn candy cane. And she leading like about 7 to 8 men. She got about 8 men behind her. And she said, look, we need y'all to shut that SHIT down, man. She literally said, y'all messing up our money. Literally. She said, you messing up our money. And guess what? We say, okay, we'll pack up and leave. We'll go to the next block. No, we ain't say that, man. Right? We called the scripture, and she got mad. She literally spit in my face. She spit in my face. I was teaching, and I think Amos was next to me. And then she kind of was reaching in her pocket. Now, when she reached in her pocket, now when she was in it, but she about to pull something out. She told us she was going to try to poke us or something like that. So she was going to try to stab us because we out there telling you can't sell dope. So damn, a little scuffle brought out, but the Mosai had the thing kind of died down. But guess what? We remained out there, man, and the Mosai protected us that day. But if we got killed out there, so what, man? We would have got killed out there and got beamed up on the chariot, and I wouldn't have to deal with damn Babylon no more. And when stuff like that happened, it happened fast. It happened fast. Look, you might get put to death just like that, and you just up in the heavens. Damn, all right. Let's just wait in the chariot, man. Right? That's why I got this in Matthew 10 and 28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Right? So we don't fear a man, we fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Right? So let's go back to the book of Daniel. Right? It's always a big bull dyke, man.
It's always a big bull dyke.
Always. Bull dyke. Thinking that they a man. Not a dick. Yeah. And these dykes gonna get jammed up literally when all hell break loose. Right? That's not slang no more. That's when all hell break loose. A lot of these, look, a lot of these dykes, they're gonna get turned to a woman, whether they want to or not. A lot of these men, they're gonna get put to death. Right? A lot of homosexuals, they're gonna get put to death. A lot of sinners, these Jake that want to smoke weed and be a nigga in the streets with a pants sag, most are gonna put them all to death. And they can't say they wasn't warned. Where we at? Daniel chapter 3 and 7.
The book of Daniel chapter 3 verse 7. Therefore at that time, when all the people heard the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and all kinds of music, all the people, the nations, and the languages fell down and worshipped the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar, the king, had set up.
Right.
Wherefore, at that time, certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews. They spake and said to...
They accused the Jews. Same thing we've been reading about. Go on.
They spake and said to the king, Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Thou, O king, hast made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and the dulcimer, and all kinds of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth it, that he should be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace.
Right.
Verse 12. There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up.
Right, and those are their Babylonian names. And I don't even like to say their Babylonian names. Their Hebrew names are Hananiah, Azariah, and Mishael, respectively, right? And they say, we don't give a damn about this image that was set up. We're going to serve the Most High. And they was kind of jealous of these men because these men were set up over them. Yeah. So we can go on. Oh, go ahead.
No, yeah, they were super jealous.
Yeah, these men were set up over them. They was Jakes, man.
Verse 13. Yeah, verse 13. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king.
See that? We're going to be brought before the kings. Go on.
Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up?
And he know it's true, but he want to kind of see if they renege. Right? He know they don't worship it. That's why he mad. He wouldn't be mad if it wasn't true. He know that this thing is true, but he kind of want to see if they kind of fall back and go back into the world, man, and denounce the Most High. That's going to happen in the last days. Is it true? Are you really a Hebrew Israelite? They may have the 12 tribe sign. They may say, point out your tribe, boy. Right? and they're gonna hold the sign. You gotta get up and point out your tribe. Now you got brothers that say, I don't see myself on there. I'm not on there.
I'm
Whole
Dan.
time they used those same brothers used to say Judah. You know, I'm the wolf of Benjamin, that rhino of Ephraim. They gonna say, I don't see myself on that sign.
God.
You know? Now I'm just giving you scenarios. I'm just giving you scenarios through the spirit. Hey, these things are gonna happen again. Right? We can go on.
Verse 14. Select verse 15. Now if ye be ready, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and flute, Salakia, and again,
The dulcimer.
and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands?
See that? See that?
Scoffing.
See that? He said, if you get down with this image, that's good. That's cool. Well, and if not, you're gonna be thrown in that furnace, and can't no God deliver you. What got this most high? They're gonna be cursing out the most high, man. They literally gonna be saying, they're gonna be cursing out them. They're gonna say these and the name of his only begotten son. And they want to see if you kind of get down with that or not. You can go on.
Verse 16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter.
Read that again.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter.
What does that mean? I mean, I don't have to think about it. Right? We don't have to sit there and fast and say, well, Lord, he asks us to bow down to this image. What do you say, Most High? Let's declare a 3-day fast. Let's pray on it. Can I get counsel first? Give me 10 minutes to think about it. And they do that to certain jakes. They'll put an offer out there. They'll say, think about it. And they'll kind of leave the room. And they'll be watching you through the damn camera to see your body language. See if you like, you know, they watch you through that damn secret window and glass. They said, look, hey, don't go nowhere. We're not careful to answer you in this matter. We already got this thing figured out. Go on.
Verse 17. If it be so, our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up.
Right. And that same thing happened in the book of Daniel, 6th chapter, and the history of Susanna. Remember, Susanna said, look, I'm stuck in a strait. I can't sin. I'd rather fall into the hands of the Lord, not into the hands of man. And that's a famous saying of our forefathers. We rather fall into the hands of the Lord, not into the hands of man. For as great as his majesty is, so is his mercy. Ain't nothing wrong with saying that, man, in those days. You know? I got a quick precept. This history of Susanna, chapter 1 and 22. Right? They got false witnesses on her. She about to get put to death. You know? She's damn near about to get jammed up by these wicked Babylonians. Susanna 1 and 22. Then Susanna sighed and said, I am straitened on every side. For if I do this thing, it is death unto me. And if I do it not, I cannot escape your hands. It is better for me to fall into your hands and not do it than to sin in the sight of the Lord. You see that? So that's plain. We can go back to that.
Daniel chapter 3, verse 19. Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 17 times more than it was wont to be heated. I'm going to read that again and break down. Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Right? Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 17 times more than it was wont to be heated. So basically turn that thing up to the highest degree, right? More than usual. That's how upset and infuriated he was. And, prior to this, he probably looked at them all differently, kind of said, okay, these my folks, these my peeps, probably in his mind. But now he said, look, my whole his whole visage, meaning his countenance changed utterly because he didn't want, because Shadrach, Meshach, these three brothers, these three Israelites, they wasn't trying to worship him, basically. Worship him and his gods. You got a precept?
And just to touch on what you just said, it says, therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 17 times more than it wont to be heated. I like the brother just said, man. He like turn it up. He probably spitting, drooling. He probably angry, right? He probably got his little throne going on, right? He pissed off at this thing, man. Right? Let's test and see whether these things be true, right? Let's put their trials, right? Let's put their faith to the test, man. Right?
Verse 20. And he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace. Got bounded up. Verse 21. Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats, and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
And you got to think about it. Certain brothers, man, their heart probably beating fast, sweating. They thinking about it. You're trying to figure out, what do I do? Do I really do this thing? Is this really it? Is the Most High with me? So these are the things that we're going to have to go through, man. They looking at each other. This is a heavy scene, man. You got to visualize the scriptures. You can't just read this thing like it's a damn novel. You have to kind of dive into it, man. So we can go on.
Verse 22. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, and the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
See that these men got killed by the furnace, right? For throwing them in the furnace. And who did that? An angel. An angel came and slew those men. Go on.
Verse 23. And these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down, bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
Right.
Then Nebuchadnezzar, the king, was anointed. It's like he was astonished, and rose up in haste, and spake, and said unto his counselors, did not we cast three men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, true, O king. He answered and said, lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt. And the form of the fourth is like the Son of God.
See that? That's an angel. The Lord sent the angel down there to deliver them. All right. Oh, go ahead, Yardan.
And he know the Most High. These even be knowing. They know. Or else he wouldn't have said, the Son of God pretty much being an angel. Right? They know.
Right. Now, let's go to the Song of the Three Holy Children. Right? Let's go to the Song of the Three Holy Children. Now we're getting behind the scenes of what was going on in that furnace. While Nebuchadnezzar's looking down, talking to the counselors about who the hell is inside of there, they down there, they getting down, they turning up, 2-stepping. Damn near 3-stepping, man. Inside the furnace. All right. Now, we may just read the whole thing straight through. How y'all want to do it?
Yeah, we might as well. Yeah, we might as well read the whole thing.
God of spirit. This three holy children, and they walked in the midst of the fire, praising God and blessing the Lord. Then Azarias stood up and prayed on this manner, and opening his mouth in the midst of the fire, said, blessed art thou, O Lord, of our fathers. Thy name is worthy to be praised and glorified forevermore. For thou art righteous in all the things that thou hast done to us. Yea, true are all thy works, thy ways are right, and all thy judgments truth. And all the things that thou hast brought upon us and upon the holy city of our fathers, even Jerusalem, thou hast executed true judgment. For according to truth and judgment didst thou bring all these things upon us because of our sins. Verse 5. For we have sinned and committed iniquity, departing from thee. And all things have we trespassed, and not obeyed thy commandments, nor kept them, neither done as thou hast commanded us, that it might go well with us. Wherefore, all that thou hast brought upon us, and everything that thou hast done to us, thou hast not done in true judgment. And thou didst deliver us into the hands of lawless enemies, most hateful forsakers of God, and to an unjust king, and the most wicked in all the world.
Yeah, that's speaking about Nebuchadnezzar, but now that's talking about the so-called white man, the most wicked in all the world, the unjust, lawless enemy.
Verse 9. And now we cannot open our mouths. We are become a shame and reproach to thy servants, and to them that worship thee. Yet deliver us not up wholly for thy name's sake, neither disannul thy covenant, and cause not thy mercy to depart from us, for thy beloved Abraham's sake, for thy servants Isaac's sake, and for thy holy Israel's sake, to whom thou hast spoken and promised that thou wouldest multiply their seeds as the stars of heaven, and as the sand that lieth upon the seashore.
And it's all happening while they in the furnace. So it's no telling how long they was in there, you know?
For we, O Lord, are become less than any nation, and be kept under this day in all the world because of our sins.
And I like that one. Meaning we at the bottom, right? We're gonna start pulling that one on the streets, man. Because of our sins. We the lowest out of all nations.
Neither is there at this time prince or prophet or leader or burning offering or sacrifice or oblation or incense or place to sacrifice before thee and to find mercy. Nevertheless, in a contrite heart and an humble spirit, let us be accepted, like as in the burnt offering of rams and bullocks, and like as in 10,000s of fat lambs, so let our sacrifice be in thy sight this day, and grant that we may wholly go after thee, for they shall not be confounded that put their trust in thee. And now we follow thee with all our heart. We fear thee and seek thy face. Put us not to shame, but deal with us after thy loving kindness according to the multitude of thy mercies. Deliver us also according to thy marvelous works, and give glory to thy name, O Lord, and let all them that do thy servants hurt be ashamed. Verse 20. And I let them be confounded in all their power and might, and let their strength be broken, and let them know that thou art Lord, the one, it's like the only God, and glorious over the whole world. And the king's servant that put them in ceased not to make the oven hot with rosin pitch, tow, and small wood, so that the flame streamed forth above the furnace 49 cubits. And it passed through and burnt those Chaldeans it found about the furnace.
Right. So they were still trying to make it hotter after those other men died. And it killed these men. Go on.
But the angel of the Lord came down into the oven, together with Azariah and his fellows, and smote the flame of the fire out of the smote the flame of the fire out of the oven,
Right. In Psalms 34:7, the angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. And we all got an angel around us, man. That's going to be with us in those days. You have to believe that.
And made the midst of the furnace as it had been a moist, whistling wind, so that the fire touched them not at all, neither hurt nor troubled them.
Why? Because they believed in the Most High and were faithful unto death, and the Lord fought for them.
Then the three, as out of one mouth, praised, glorified, and blessed God in the furnace, saying, Blessed art thou, O Lord of our fathers, and to be praised and exalted above all forever. And blessed is thy glorious and holy name, and to be praised and exalted above all forever. Blessed art thou in the temple of thine holy glory, and to be praised and glorified above all forever. Blessed art thou that beholdest the depths and sitteth upon the cherubims, and to be praised and exalted above all forever. Blessed art thou on the glorious throne of thy kingdom, and to be praised and glorified above all forever. Blessed art thou in the firmament of heaven, and above all to be praised and glorified forever. O all ye works of the Lord, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye heavens, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye angels of the Lord, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O all ye waters that be above the heaven, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O all ye powers of the Lord, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye sun and moon, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him forever. O ye stars of heaven, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him forever. O every shower and dew, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O all ye winds, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him all forever. O ye fire and heat, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye winter and summer, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye dews and storms of snow, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him forever.
So
O
this is
ye,
all of the works of the Most High being glorified and being commanded to praise Yahweh by Shem Yahushua forever. Go on.
O ye nights and days, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. Salakia. And if Israel don't like this, if this is too repetitive, you going off. You're not moving in the right spirit. You should. This is beauty, right? Verse 47. O ye light and darkness, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye ice and cold, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye frost and snow, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye lightnings and clouds, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O let the earth bless the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye mountains and little hills, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O all ye things that grow in the earth, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye fountains, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye seas and rivers, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye whales and all that move in the waters, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O all ye fowls of the air, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O all ye beasts and cattle, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye children of men, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all and forever. O Israel, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye priests of the Lord, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye servants of the Lord, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye spirits and souls of the righteous, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye holy and humble men of heart, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. Verse 65. O Ananias, Azariah, and Mishael, bless ye the Lord, praise and exalt him above all forever. For he hath delivered us from hell, and saved us from the hands of death, and delivered us out of the midst of the furnace and burning flame, even out of the midst of the fire hath he delivered us. O give thanks unto the Lord, because he is gracious, for his mercy endureth forever. O all ye that worship the Lord, bless the God of gods, praise him, and give him thanks, for his mercy endureth forever.
Bashima Mashiach Yahushua, man.
Shema Mashiach Yahushua.
You see that? So that's a beautiful song that our forefathers praised, that they used to praise the Most High while they were in a furnace, right? When these men thought that they were burning alive and condemned to their death, like we read about in Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter, and these men was glorifying Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man, that they were delivered, right? So you will, Slaki, you will be delivered in those days too, man. Certain brothers you may be martyrs, other brothers you will be delivered. You just have to have faith in this thing. Their faith drove them to where they was at in that situation. So it's important to pray, and when you're fasting, to try to build up their faith and accumulate it, because that's what you're going to have to need in the last days. You got it, King.
Come. Right. Verse 28 just goes so deep into the whole rest of what we just read. And that just show how much in the spirit they was. Right. It says, then the three as out of one mouth praised. Right. So I'm led to believe, hey, they all were saying this at the same time. Hey, the spirit was on them. What if all three of us start saying the same thing at the same exact time? We all on one accord, we all on fire, they all dancing. That's a heavy spirit that was resting on them in there, man. It wasn't just a bunch of confusion. Right? They all was on one accord praising the Lord, man. That's beautiful.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Good point.
Wow.
You know, and it may be like that. It tell you that in Acts chapter 16 that Paul and Silas was praying together, man, and singing to the Most High, and they was on one accord. The Spirit hopped on them. So these things are real. You know, you may be in the damn FEMA camp, and the brothers up on the cell on top of you, and then y'all start calling upon the name of the Most High in the Hebrew at the damn same time, man. You know, then the power go out and your jail cell open, and y'all kind of escape. Or the Most High put in the spirit of an Edomite to say, look, I don't know why I'm doing this. You know, my friends are black. I know you guys aren't really as bad as he wants you to be. I'm just doing my job. I'm gonna leave the keys here, and I'll pretend I never saw. I'll turn a blind eye, and he'll kind of go somewhere, man.
Kind of fumbling the keys to open the door for you.
You know,
like don't tell nobody.
And he kind of let you go. Then he blow his brains out, man, and let you go. You know. So we can go back to it.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 3. Where we leave off.
And 26.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 3, verse 26. Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace, and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High, come forth, and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire. And the princes, governors, and captains, and the king's counselors, being gathered together, saw these men, upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was an hair of their head singed, not singed, neither were their coats changed, nor the smell of fire had passed on them.
Not even a smell of the fire, man. It's like they was never there. No smoke, no burn, no nothing. Just jumped into damn a cool summer breeze, man, and start praising the Most High. Start doing their thing, and they got out that furnace and they was chilling, man. You know, you may have your head in the guillotine and keep the blade not working, man. The blade keep chopping, and keep getting damn jammed up. Then they keep pressing the button and they try to fix it and they keep getting jammed up. Then Esau try to shoot you in the damn gun jam. Then he try to stab you, then the blade fall off. Then he try to punch you, then he keep falling. Right? And you just standing there. Right? Ain't nothing happening to you, man. Because the Lord is with you. You know? So we can go on.
Verse 28. Then
Hey,
Nebuchadnezzar.
The Most High control life and death. Man don't control that thing, man. Brothers got to remember, Esau has no power to do anything to you unless the Most High allows him to do so. That's why we don't fear these devils. Let me get this quick precept in Psalms, chapter 56 and 4. Right? This devil don't have no damn power, man. Stop giving this man so much credit, man. The Most High running the show, and these guys are just his sword, for lack of better terms. Psalms chapter 56 and 4. And the Most High, I will praise His word. And the Most High, I have put my trust. I will not fear what flesh can do unto me. So we don't fear the Most High can do to us, but we don't fear no flesh. You know?
Got a precept.
Khan, I got one after you.
This Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9, verse 14. For the thoughts of mortal men are miserable, and our devices are but uncertain. All the devices that Esau may have prepared for you in that day, like they're all uncertain because, like what you were saying, Most High can jam it up, make it malfunction, right? Anything could happen, right? Because the Lord is in control of all things.
Oh, right. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 7, verse 1. Do no evil, so shall no harm come upon thee. Depart from the unjust, and iniquity shall turn away from thee. Right? So if you keeping your hands pure in these days, the Lord gonna have mercy on you in the latter end, man.
Right. Here go another one. It's Sirach chapter 2 and 10. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did not he ever, or whom, Salaki, did he ever despise that called upon him? Right. When did the Most High ever despise men that called upon him? Did the Lord look at Hananiah, Azariah, Mishael, and say, they got to deal with that, man? Right? They got to deal with that. No, the Lord is merciful, man. The Lord got him out that jam. The Lord got Daniel out of that lion's den. Right? The Lord delivered David from many afflictions, man. It says, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivered them all, out of them all. Psalms 34 and 19 tell you that. So whenever you become faint in your mind and that flesh creeps in, your spirit really believes, but your flesh may kind of suppress. And you may get nervous in those days. We're not saying that you're not going to get nervous. We're not saying that that flesh is not going to creep in, but you have to remember the generations of old. You have to remember the days of old. You have to account the situations where the Most High got Paul out of many situations, man. Got Yahweh shot when he so slipped through and passed by. You know, all types of situations. Two more real quick. Verse 11. For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and saveth in time of affliction. Woe be to fearful hearts and faint.
It's like technical difficulties. Esau trying to disrupt the word.
Taking away the word, man. Right? It says, woe to be faithful, fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth two ways. So if you're going two ways in this truth, man, the Lord gonna cut you asunder, man. Right? And when you look in the book, right, a second address, right, real fast, the Lord tell you how he could deliver you out of Jacob's trouble, man. It's in there, right? It's the book of second address, right? Chapter 16 and verse number 67. Behold, God himself is the judge. Fear him. Leave off from your sins and forget your iniquities, to meddle no more with them forever. So shall God lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble. So that's the only way the Lord gonna deliver you, man. Right? Jacob's trouble, guillotines, all hell popping off, man. If you keeping the commandments. Right? So if you're going two ways, right? Like the Lord said, man, you double-minded. You reprobate. Right? You're not planning in this thing, man. Right? You damn shipping to and fro. You letting the floods of ungodly men, philosophies, and doctrines sift you out this thing, man. It said, woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. Therefore shall he not be defended. Meaning when stuff hit the fan, people gonna give up faith. Faith is not when you in a comfortable house, You got your heater, you rubbing your hands, and everything is okay, man. It's not having faith, man. Faith is when all stuff hit the fan and the trials is going to put it forth in that day, like you read about in 1 Corinthians 3, right? And 18, man. You got a precept, King?
God, this is the book of Job, chapter 8, verse 20. Behold, God will not cast away a perfect man, neither will he help the evildoers. Right? So the Most High didn't cast them away after they went through all of that, or it's like, yeah, when they put their faith on the line, the Most High not going to cast you away. Right? When you put your faith all out there for the Most High, you enduring everything, Most High not going to all of a sudden, he didn't do enough. Right? I don't want to hear all of that. He said, I will not cast away a perfect man, neither will he help the evildoers. So we know that these three brothers, these three mighty men that was in that furnace, they was keeping the law, statutes, commandments, because the Lord said, I'm not going to help an evildoer. Right?
Right. 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 13. Every man's work should be made manifest. So whatever you doing, man, right? If you had a vineyard, right, and you got all the seeds, you got all the supplies, you got the shovels, right? You got everything, to dig down that dirt, to plant the seed, right? You got the water, right? Your work gonna be made manifest. Now somebody come back and visit the vineyard, right? Nothing's digged up, no plants is growing, no seeds have been soiled in the ground. It's already gonna be made manifest what you was doing, being slothful, you was chilling, right? You caught up with the affairs of this world, right? But if somebody visits that vineyard and see fruit flourishing, the vines, right? The ground is broken down, it's tilled, right? That work is being made manifest, man. No matter what you doing is truth, it's a level in this thing, right? You can't just be all this type of way on the highways and byways, mighty on the internet, all hell breaking loose. Right? You the first one there, you the last one to leave, and when stuff hit the fan, you the first one to fold in this thing. The Lord said, every man's work should be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, right? And that fire, right, is trials and tribulations. That's gonna get turned up and it's gonna try you. Some gonna get burnt, like they say, man. Hey, you can't stand the fire in the kitchen. Hey, get out, man. And the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. If any man's work abide, which he hath builded thereon, he shall receive a reward. If any man work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss. Meaning everything you did in this truth so far, you're gonna suffer loss in this thing. Don't build up that temple. Don't build up that house with your works, everything you did, put down the seeds, you got in the vineyard, do all this work just to suffer a loss in this thing, right? And it says, but he himself should be saved, yet sold by fire. So you gotta be on fire in this thing, man, when stuff hit the fan.
God, it's Psalm 71 and 11. It's like verse 10. For mine enemies speak against me, and they that lay wait for my soul take counsel together. And straight up, that's what happened right in the book of Daniel. They all conspired against the three holy children, saying, God hath forsaken him. Persecute and take him, for there is none to deliver him. O God, be not far from me. O my God, make haste for my help. And surely we seen that the Lord delivered them out of that trouble. Let them be confounded. So I can let them be confounded and consumed that are adversaries to my soul. Let them be covered with reproach and dishonor that seek my hurt. And that's what happened to the people that was trying to light up the furnace. They got consumed. They was confounded. Even Nebuchadnezzar himself. I was going to say the king, but I ain't calling him king.
Oh.
That's right. Let me finish. Let me go back to this precept real quick. In Sirach chapter 12 and 12. Satan came immediately. This is Sirach 12 and 12. Woe be the fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth two ways. Meaning, woe to a man that's double-minded in that day. Man, he doesn't know if he should serve the Lord or not. All hell break loose, and he's trying to make up his mind on if he should be righteous or go back into the world. Right? Woe unto them that is faint, woe unto him that is faint-hearted, Salakia, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended. So in those last days, if you don't believe that the Most High is with you, then the Most High is not going to be with you. He's not going to defend you. If you're doubting, if you have that spirit, well, I don't know if the Lord is with me in these days. I don't know. The Most High just forsook me. Hey, well, the Most High is not going to defend you. He's going to defend the brother that still believes, that has hope. The Lord is looking for brothers that have hope in those days and have hope in these days, that have hope in His mercy, and that's just waiting upon the Lord.
Oh. Right.
So we can go back to the book of Daniel, right?
The book of, let me read 27 again.
Con.
The book of Daniel, chapter 3, verse 27. And the princes, governors, and captains, and the king's counselors, being gathered together, saw these men, upon whose body the fire had no power, nor was an hair of their heads singed, neither was their coat changed, nor the smell of the fire had passed on them. Then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who hath sent his angel and delivered his servants that trusted in him, and have changed the king's word, and yielded their bodies, that they might not serve nor worship any god except their own God. Therefore, I will make a decree that every people, nation, and language which speaketh anything amiss against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be cut off in pieces, and their houses shall be made a dunghill, because there is no other God that can deliver after their sort.
And this man, he's double-minded. When you read the book of Daniel, this guy, he doesn't know what's going on. One minute he's saying stuff like this, the next minute he throwing you in the lion's den and said, I built this palace by myself. Then one minute he praising and acknowledging the Most High. All right, you can go on.
Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon.
See that? So they kind of moved up in that thing because they believed. Right? You see that? So you gotta have faith, man. This account, you hear Christians, they'll say this story. That story about, it's not a story. This thing actually happened, man. It's not a fable. This is a real account of what happened. In the Babylonian province, 3 so-called black men who didn't bow down to these damn Chaldeans, the Most High delivered them. And they were still thrown into a furnace, and the Most High was with them, man. So these days are coming back to the earth in the big way. When all hell break loose, Jacob's trouble, the days of second Maccabees, the days of the abomination of desolation, when they taking your Bible from you, renting it in pieces, going door to door, spoiling your goods, cast you out of your house, declare your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake, then you're going to have faith. And that's what it's about. It's not about praying for money and cars. It's about praying for faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Brothers got anything they want to bring out?
Wow. Right, it's the book. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 3, and verse 2. Say, be watchful and strengthen the things which remain that are ready to die, for I have not found thy works perfect before God. Remember, therefore, how thou hast received and heard, and hold fast, and repent. If therefore thou shalt not watch, I will come on thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee. Right? So the Lord said, look, man, look, strengthen in the things which remain, and your works are not perfect before the Lord. It's always work to do, man. No one is obtained in this thing. So continue to be diligent and steadfast unto the end.
God.
It's Proverbs chapter 20, verse 4. It reads this: The sluggard will not plow by reason of the cold, therefore shall he beg and harvest and have nothing. Right? So now is not the time to be making excuses. Right? It's too cold out there. I don't have my proper fringes to go out there and teach. I'm gonna wait till my other order of fringes come in, and then I go teach. Brother, you don't want to make 1,000 excuses, right? A true worker, a true laborer, he's gonna go out there despite what's going on with the elements, right? If you're doing construction, there's no excuse that you can tell your boss, right? That there's no excuse that you can tell him pretty much when it comes to doing the work. You gotta do it or you don't do it, right? And we're laborers in this thing. And if you're coming up with excuses, the Lord not going to deal with you, right? On the right-hand side.
That's right. This is Hebrews chapter 4 and 11. Let us labor therefore to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief. So you don't want to be like your forefathers who are died in the wilderness because of unbelief. All of the mercy the Most High gave them, all of the miracles he showed them, and the Lord is showing you mercy. He gave you miracles. The Most High showed you things in this truth that we don't know about. But don't be like your forefathers who perceived those things and still died because of unbelief. You got to labor to enter into rest. You have to do the work, right? You have to be out there in the highways and byways. You can't faint in your studies. You can't faint when it comes to teaching. You can't faint when it comes to dealing charitably with your akim. You can't faint in your household. You can't faint, man. If you faint, you're not going to enter into rest. You're going to die running the race. There's going to be men that cross that finish line, and you're not going to be one of them if you faint in this thing. You know, so you have to labor and do work. The Lord said, hate not husbandry. It's like a hate not labor's work, not the husbandry which the Most High hath ordained. That's Sirach 7 and 15. Right? Now, brothers, got anything else? With that, we're going to close up, hit the mysteries in Daniel, volume 4, giving, of course, our honor and glory to Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Malak Yahushai. On your screen, you should be able to see the conference call number to call in. We'll do a Q&A for about 70 minutes. First come, first serve. And the PIN number is posted 94809-305. The number is 213-603-9096. And the PIN number is 94809. Brother Naquam.
Brother Yardan.
Brother Ryan.
Shalom.